If you're trying to run Spanish ads and you're not seeing the ROI you want, you're probably missing one of these 3 things. And I say this because my partner Kade and I have tested this across millions of dollars in sales. And every time a brand Spanish creative underperforms, it comes down to the exact same gaps. Most brands think they just need to hire a translator and a creator and just sales will start coming in. But if you try that, you already know this doesn't work. You end up with a video that sounds like a textbook, underperforms, and it's just some generic stuff. So in this video, I'm going to give you the exact 3-part framework that my partner and I, Kade, have used to generate over 5 million in sales with Spanish content. If you have all 3 of these, you're gonna dominate the Spanish market. Now, if you're missing one of them, you're just gonna burn money. Alright, so the first thing you need is cultural fluency. And I need to be very clear with this. Cultural fluency is not the same as just knowing how to translate. If you take an English script that crushed it, translate it through ChatGPT and give it to a Spanish creator, it is going to fail. Because Spanish isn't just a language, it's a culture. The slang, the humor, the pain points, and the way people make purchasing decisions influence all of it. If your ad sounds like it was written in English and then translated, they're gonna notice, and the audience will scroll past it in 2 seconds. And I am the clear example of this because I've been doing TikTok Shop over 1.5 years, and I've gone through the whole trenches of it. I've analyzed every single English video and I've used them as inspiration, but I never actually just blatantly copied it. Because translation is just swapping words, but localization is being specific, attacking the specific pain points your culture target has. And that's the exact same reason you need someone that knows the nuances of operating in the Spanish market inside the US. For example, the way you build trust with Hispanic buyer is completely different. You often need to lean heavier into community, their cultural aspects, specific experiences rather than just listing product features. And you've probably heard this time and time again, but people buy with emotions and justify with logic, and Latinos do that even more because they're hot-blooded. But that also means they're more keen to buy than English people. And by the way, if you're just realizing that your Spanish ads are just English ads translated, we should probably talk. My team specializes in building culturally fluent, high-converting Spanish creatives from the ground up. If you're a US brand trying to tap into the Spanish market, or even a Spanish brand trying to get bigger, and you're looking to scale big in the Spanish market, click the first link in the description and book a call with us. Alright, let's get into the second thing you need. Pillar number 2 is going to be having proven scripting knowledge. This is the one that 95% of brands completely miss. You can have the most culturally fluent native Spanish speaker in the world, but if they don't know how to write a direct response ad, your ad will fail. But if they don't know how to write a direct response script, your ad will fail. Most brands hire GGC creators who are great at making pretty and beautiful videos, but they have 0 actual sales experience. They don't know how to structure a hook, they don't know how to build urgency, and they don't know how to ask for the sale. They are just creators, not actual operators. And the reason for that is because someone that speaks Spanish doesn't mean they know how to sell in Spanish. Copywriting is a specific skill set, and that's something we ourselves have developed over 1 year in TikTok Shop and making millions and millions for brands. That's our literal background. Kade and I did not start as an agency. We started as affiliates, working in the trenches, breaking our brains to find out how to make creatives that sold. Because as an affiliate, if you don't sell, you don't eat. It's a commission only based job. You need a script that has a pattern interrupt hook, a body that attacks and agitates a specific pain point, and a clear and undeniable call to action. If your creator does not know how to build this structure, your ad will fail. Now, the third thing you need is an understanding of platform specific angles, because what works on TikTok Shop is not exactly what works on Meta. And at the same time, what works for an English audience on Meta is not the same thing that works for a Spanish audience on Meta. You have to understand the psychology of the platform you're advertising on and how the Spanish-speaking demographic interacts in that specific platform. If you try to take a viral TikTok style video and run it as a meta ad without actually adjusting the angle, you're going to see your CPAs skyrocket. There is a big difference in platform psychology between TikTok and Meta. TikTok is about entertainment, Meta is often more about intent and retargeting, and you have to adjust your creative to match the user's mindset. If we have a product that's crushing on TikTok Shop with a highly entertaining angle, we might need to slow it down and focus more on the core value proposition. And we also focus heavily on trust building when we move that creative to Meta for the Spanish speaking market. So now you need the cultural fluency to connect, the scripting knowledge to convert, and the platform understanding to scale. That's the actual formula. or just handing English scripts to a translator, you're leaving massive amounts of money on the table. The brands that are winning right now in the Spanish-speaking market are treating it with the respect it deserves. If you want to see exactly why the traditional agency creative is completely lost when trying to do this, go watch my other video, how TikTok Shop affiliates make better ad creatives than agencies. I'll see you there.